All right. What's up, everybody watching? I want to do this video. If you can work with me in this video, I have a lot of things that I want to explain. So work with me here. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to explain these things. Anyway, I'll start with if there's any people out there that believe that we came from apes and monkeys and you think that that's how we really came to be. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just asking questions and I'm bringing ideas across. That's all I'm doing. But I was watching this video. See, this really made me think. This is what I mean about we should be asking questions and thinking about things in our life, because we only have one life to live. So if you're in that stage of asking questions, then you're in that stage. You might be in another stage. But anyway, I was watching this video. I believe it's called Nonsense of Evolution. And this guy, if you want to watch the video, go watch the video. He explains it a lot better. And then there's another video that I went to where this guy, he was talking about it too. But the one that I seen, there was one that was better than this one. I don't know if that'll pop up on there too. It's a guy in a suit and he's talking to people in a crowd and he's talking about it. But, this guy talks about how, like, the setup of our body, how our organs are such a way and our bones are certain sizes, and there's so many things that just, like, this whole thing with nothing can come from nothing. And I'm no scholar. I don't get into this to try to prove that I am right or wrong. I don't do it for that reason. I just ask questions because really we don't know the answer. If we want to be completely honest with ourselves, we don't know the answer. We don't know I think that it's complete nonsense and it never happened. I think that we always been humans. Humans always been humans. What we came from or what made us or all that, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And that's what you should be saying. But all this stuff, I don't know the answer. I don't know if there is some sort of being that did all of this. I mean, it's kind of hard to, I say in my videos, let me get this point across very clear so people understand this. When I say in my videos that there is no God, when I say that, I didn't explain myself. When I say there's no God, what I am saying is, to me and others, is that I don't live by religion. I don't believe in religion. I think religion is a practice. It's working your way to prove that you're a better person. And really, we are not good people, really. We can be good people and we can be evil as ever. But I don't know. I don't know if there is a God for sure. God never showed himself. I say him because I was raised with the God of the Bible, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, the Father. That's what I was raised with. So I say he. I don't know if there's a God. God never came and said, hey, Nate, here I am, believe in me. I don't know if when I die, there's going to be something else. I don't think that there is. I just want to verify these things. So if anybody watches my older videos, you have an idea of what I really meant when I was saying these things. Everybody is working their way to something to try to prove that they are righteous. And it says that none of us are righteous. That's what it says. I'm just referring to the Bible if you are a religious or godly person. It says none of us are righteous. We are saved because of faith alone. I'm not quoting these exactly right, but I know what I read. I know the meaning of it because I lived it. I read it and I lived by it. But there came a point in my life where I seen that I was working. I was constantly working to feel God's approval and say, help me do this and give me this and do this and that for me. And there came a point where I said, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. I'm not praying like this no more. All I'm going to do is be thankful for the things that I have, and I'm going to live my life the best that I know how and do what I like doing. What else can I do as a human being but to do what I like doing and be the best me so that others can see that if I am around others? You know what I mean? But there's so much stuff that I need to verify from my videos from the past. There's things that I said and I didn't clear up what I really meant by that. And yet again, I am not trying to offend religious people. I'm not trying to offend people that believe in anything, because people are going to have their beliefs and their religious things that they do, and I can't help that. But for me, this is for me. I will never have, beads with a cross on it and sit there and hold the bead and pray and think that that is somehow connecting me to God, or, someone died in your family and you think that they're smiling down upon you and you think that they're there and they're around. I don't believe that at all, because I don't know. See, this is what I'm trying to say. We cannot have an understanding of ourselves or anything else until we say that we don't know. We can't get better. A prideful man cannot get better until he says, you know what? I was wrong, or I had the bad, I was doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, or they see that, listen, I'm not what I thought I was. I'm not the shit. I'm not, I don't know anything, but I'm willing to learn something new and gain the knowledge to know, But, yeah, and then the whole thing with, this is really, really weird, because I'm at this time in my life where I don't want to believe anything. I don't want to do that. I just want to wake up healthy. I want to eat healthy. I want to drink my cup of coffee. I want to do what I like doing. I want to live and create my art, and I want to just be what I am and do it how I do it and live the best life. That's all that I want. I'm in this phase where I'm asking these questions. I'm asking so many things, and you know what? There's not an answer to everything. And that's where I think that us people that ask these questions, we need to stop asking so many questions. I need to stop asking so many questions that I don't know. My mind is not capable of knowing certain things. We're just not capable and we can't do it. So that's why I'm telling religious people, I'm telling people that believe in things, and I'm telling everybody, we need to stop trying to prove that something is real that we don't know if it's real or not. Because you're assuming things. We are assuming stuff that we assume to know. I don't assume to know, but I will tell you when I'm talking about reality and real life stuff, and I will tell you when I'm giving you my opinion or what I think. But I'm not stupid. I read a bunch of stuff, I watch a bunch of stuff. I watch documentaries on stuff. I do a lot of learning myself, but I don't claim to know stuff that I can't prove. If it's something that really happened, then it really happened. And there's something to back up that claim that I made. But I don't sit here and try to prove anything to anybody. There comes a time like now, I don't want to prove nothing to anybody. I don't want to act like something that I'm not. I don't want to say things that I don't want to say. I just want to be me, the person that I am. So I kind of lost train of thought of what I was going to say there, but yeah, it's that's what I was saying, is that religious people, they tell you what they believe and what they think is true, and there's no proof, there's nothing to back it up, but yet they're telling you that it is true, and they're stuffing that down your throat, and they're assuming that you should also believe it. And I don't do that to anybody. I'm the type of person that I like asking questions. It would be nice to be with a group of people where we all asked questions to each other and we all gave our own opinions, and then we expressed ourselves with how we are, and then we start to learn as we ask questions, and we don't assume things, and we're not prideful. We're not saying, oh no, I know, I'm this. No, you're not going to convince me otherwise to do anything else, I'm down to learn new stuff all the time. If you have something that you can teach me, or it can make me better, or, anything. I was watching this guy, Wim Hof, Wimhof, the Iceman guy that goes in the water and stuff. And the weird thing about this is, when I was younger, I used to go out in the cold. This is a proven fact. This is something that I did myself when I was younger. I used to go out into the cold. I used to go out with shorts on, no shirt, just shoes and shorts. And I'd go out there. I'd be in the snow. I'd be playing basketball. I would get in the pool right when it was opened and it was freezing cold. I would jump right in, and I'd be cold for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes when I'd be in there, but then I would get used to it. And I used to be used to the cold so much, and it did make me feel a lot better. So this guy, when he talks about what he talks about, there's evidence to back up what he is saying and what he's claiming. When you do that, it does something with your cardiovascular system. It shocks your cardiovascular system. I don't know the exact words. Just look him up. Wim Hof. Hof. But I did these things when I was younger, and I related to what he was saying, and he was giving me proof. I wasn't sitting there assuming and guessing, and see, that's something I related to. If you can relate to something that you know is real, then that's fine. But when we're assuming stuff and we're saying, oh, well, I think that's true, I believe that's true, then that's where I have a problem, because you're just assuming, you're just believing, you're thinking. It's your opinion. It's what you're basing your own, what you think is reality on. And that's where I have a problem. That's where I set the limits with things and people, is that I don't go for all that. There's absolutely no real proof, and there's no way that we can prove that we came from dirt and water, some little cell formed. I mean, this is ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous to me. I don't know what you think or assume. That's not me to do anything with. But for me to think that we came from some little cell, that cell became, a little, formed a little baby with a heart and eyes, or a monkey or an ape with, their features, and then it grew and it had bones and a heart and lungs and arms and eyes and ears. I mean, come on. I mean, if you really believe that or think that, then that's what you believe and think. That's your life, that's your brain, that's what you think. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I hope I'm not offending anybody, because people get offended so easy with this stuff instead of just talking about it. But it's just, this is why I ask myself this question is, I sit here and I go, man, it's like there got to be something that made this or did this. But then at the same time, I go, why am I going to sit here and worry about it or drive myself mad thinking about it when I don't really know, you know? I think when we die, we just die. Now, whether there be something or God or whatever that has some kind of plan for after this, I have no idea. But I'm not a man of faith. I don't correlate that in with my life at all. I have no control over life and death. I have no control when I die. What happens? My body, I'm going to die. My body is going to be there. People are either going to burn it, they're either going to bury it. I'm either going to be lost somewhere. I don't know what is going to happen when I die. I have no idea, and I can't sit here and assume that I know. Yet again, I'm going to keep throwing this at people, because I know a lot of people don't understand this, and they don't want to understand this because their pride tells them otherwise. Their pride and their ego and their thoughts are telling them otherwise. I have a bunch of thoughts in my head that just come sporadically. I mean, stupid, dumb, thoughts that come to my head, and I realize it's just a thought. It's a thought. You know what I mean? A thought does not make me who I really am just because I'm thinking something. We don't have to react to our thoughts. That's a whole nother ball game, where I just now started learning, these thoughts that I have in my head, 95% of them ain't even true. They're not even true. They're just thoughts, assuming things and making me think that, oh, because you're thinking it, that's you. Shame on you because you're thinking this. And that's not the case. And, that's a whole nother, there's so many things that go into this, but like I said, I can't keep asking questions about stuff and driving myself mad, because you'll drive yourself mad. I know, because I did it. I drove myself crazy thinking about these things. So, excuse me for 1 minute. So if you got with me this far in the video, I appreciate you getting this far. I appreciate when people listen. I appreciate when people want to hear, because that's how I am. That's what I can relate to. And I hope you can relate to it. But don't hope in the hope I'm talking about. When I say I hope you relate to it, that means that I want you to relate to that. But there's a hope where you can keep hoping and hoping and hoping, and hope will never come. So that's a bad habit to do, is keep hoping for things, just do or be, But yeah, I kind of ran out of things to say on this one. I'm kind of losing my train of thought, and I don't edit my videos. I just go with the flow because I think that makes it better. Now, see, this is what I think, but for me, it's better because I'm practicing, speaking without stopping and thinking too much. I do lose train of thought, though. I am no genius or someone that can, think of sophisticated things. I have a lot of mental blocks, but I'm doing these videos and I'm doing them. I'm not boasting. I'm just doing them, and I'm just expressing myself, and I'm giving it to you out there. You know what I mean? And what else can I really do as a human being? I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing else. Excuse me. And there's a lot of other things that I will forget once I get off of this video, and I'll say, man, I should have said that, But basically, for anyone that didn't get, for anyone that is this far and you might have not listened, basically what I'm saying in this video is I think that evolution is nonsense. If someone is an evolutionist, then you're an evolutionist. That's not for me to judge. I ask the question about God, but I don't know if there's a God. I don't really know. But here's what I did want to end this with, to be completely clear. This is something really important. I hope you got this far in the video. But I did get something out of the Bible, the Holy Bible. It did teach me some things. And there was a point in my life where I went away for a year and a half, and I was in the Bible every day, all the time, getting that constantly pounded into my head. And yes, I got some great things out of it. I did call on Jesus Christ, and things did happen, but do I know for sure if it was Jesus doing that or not? No, I don't know. But here's the thing. I'm not religious anymore. There is a big difference. See, I did all of that for years. I meditated at one time for a year and a half. I didn't watch TV. I exercised. I went to work, and I came home and I meditated. I didn't turn on a TV. I sat in a room and I just sat there and meditated on God. And yes, I meditated on Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and I prayed. And yes, I did get something out of that. It taught me something. It changed my life forever. It did change my life forever. But see, when I seen what it was, and when I read it, and when I understood it, this is what I got out of it. It says, you are saved by faith, not through works. I believe that's how it goes. I'm not for sure how the verse goes, but when I got it in my mind that I was saved by grace and not by the things I do, not by my works, you know what I mean? I went through this stage where I was begging and working my way to heaven, so to speak. Do you understand that? And I came to a point where I said, you know what? In Romans, it says this was the deal breaker for me. You're saved by grace, not by works. And then I said, why am I doing all this? Why do I keep praying 10 times a day? Why do I keep begging God for things? Why do I keep asking all of these questions when everything is right here? You know, if you want to call it grace, then call it grace. But everything is right here. I wake up, I'm alive. I suppose that is grace. You know what I mean? It's nothing I did to deserve it. I'm here. And that's what I got from reading the Bible and reading the teachings of Jesus. I got some great things out of it. But there's so many things in the Bible that I don't agree with, and that are cruel, and that are just kind of insane. You know what I mean? And I can't, if I can't absolutely live by my own doctrine of what I'm reading, then I can't pretend to be that. I can't act like I'm that. You know what I mean? We're all hypocrites, but I can't be a hypocrite with my work and what I really do. You know what I mean? What I do is really gonna be what I do. I'm not gonna be putting on a front for no one. I'm not gonna be putting on a facade for nobody. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Jesus himself. So if there is a Jesus that I'm going to stand before one day and be judged, I am ready to give an account. You know what I mean? For the things that I did and everything in my life, because I asked these questions. I went through hell in my life. Hell is here on earth. That's what hell is. If there's any such thing as hell, hell is happening right here on earth right now. People are starving. People are suffering and getting killed. That is hell. That is hell. You know, whether you went through it or not, we're healthy. You know, anyone who's watching, you're probably healthy and you never been through these things, so you don't know what hell is like. I've experienced hell from withdrawal off of, you know, benzodiazepines and dope and liquor. And I went through my own physical and mental hell getting off of them drugs and then shunning myself away from society and the system. I've been on both sides of this life. You know what I mean? I've been on the religious side. I've been on the Christian faith-based side. I've been on the I believe God side. I've been on the down and out side. I've been on the rock bottom side. I've been on the side where I seen my brother OD. I seen the side where my uncle did the same and was in a coma, and it's horrible. I seen the side of my aunt having cancer and horribly dying. I seen the suffering of others, and I went through my own suffering, so I know what that is like, and I can relate, and I can sit here and tell you about these things because I actually experienced it. We all experience our own thing, you know? But ignorance really upsets me. You know, there's so much of it going around, and that's why I speak, because we're not really asking these questions. So many of us are living in fear that we are not getting to the roots of the problem. See, I was always a getting to the root of the problem guy. And how many of us are really getting to the root of a problem, or we're seeking the root cause of something, or how did this really happen? You know what I mean? How can I take somebody's word? I ask myself this stuff all the time. And the things that I do ask questions about and I don't get answers and I haven't got the answers, I don't ask myself those questions no more. I'm only a human. I eat, I sleep, I shit, I breathe. That's all that I can do. And I want the best while I'm living. It's not that hard. I said in another video, it's not that hard. We make it hard. We make it hard because we won't let go. We won't ask questions. We won't just do stuff. We procrastinate. We worry. We care too much. There's so many things that we do. All of us do. I know. I'm a human being. I'm no different from you or anyone else watching. But like I said, when we assume to know stuff and we're prideful and our ego gets the best of us, I don't want people to praise me or say, hey, you're the man, or you do it better than anyone else. I don't want that. That's one thing I got from the Bible too, is not to boast, so that no man may boast. I don't want to boast. I just want to live my life and live my life confidently, and then show people that through how I live, by my actions, not so much my words. But I have to say words to get my point across. So I have to speak. If I didn't have to speak to get my point across, see, that's one thing that I can do with music. I don't have to speak to get my music across. I can make music and give someone that feeling or that emotion and make you understand what I was doing with it just by playing the beat and just by letting the music go. But with other things, I have to talk. That's the way that I have to express myself. And even I sit here and think to myself, man, you're talking too much. I say these things in my own head. There's stuff always going through my head too. But I just want to get people to ask questions and never believe in one thing and stay stuck with that thing. Never assume anything. Just because 100 people told you one thing and one person told you the same thing and they had two different stories, don't always believe the 100 people that were telling you. This one person might have been being truthful and you just assumed that they weren't. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying here, is that we never really know. And we're always getting caught up in these situations in life where we don't know. I don't know what another man thinks. I don't know what people are planning and what people are, their motives. I don't know that. I only know my own motives and what is me and what I went through and my own life experience and what I know to be true and what I assume and believed before. It's really hard to explain all these things the way that you're really trying to get it across sometimes, and the way you need to get it across. So if you understood any of what I was saying, then take that with you and apply it to your own life. If I said anything at all that you got, I don't know if you got anything. See what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if you got anything. If you did, apply that to your life. Do what not everyone else is doing. Be different somehow, but be genuine to yourself. These are things that I tell myself all the time. It ain't some corny slogan that some people just throw at you and want you to believe and want you to live by. I got to be genuine with me, man. Woman, I got to be genuine with me. How can I be genuine with you if I'm not being genuine with me and telling you what I really know and what I've been through and what reality really is? So, with that, I thank you for watching. Anyone who did get this far, if you can subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Thank you if you do. I'll keep doing these videos, but you kind of run out of stuff sometimes, and then you gotta let it build. See, I let it build over time so I have something to talk about. There comes a point where I asked so many questions to myself that I'm out of asking questions, and I got past that. So then I go on to the next thing. It's always the next subject. So anyway, thanks, and I'll talk to y'all again later.